Hi everyone, today I'm here to show you how to make this really cute little sled that I've got on a drawing card. It looks like a popsicle stick sled, but when you look at it, here's one that's partially made. You can see it's very, very thin. So it's great for scrapbooks. Oh, thank you, Calico. Scrapbooks, junk journal, card making, whatever you like. So I'll show you how to make this. It didn't take me very long. I won't go through the actual journal card because it's pretty self-explanatory. I think anybody who's into this knows what they're doing. So the first thing you need to do is to pick some paper, and these are the sizes. You need 5 pieces, 3/8 of an inch by 2.5 inches long. I just used some red. You could use green, white, whatever you like. And then I rounded the corners with the very smallest piece of the corner rounder. Let's reach over and get that. So I used this tiny one on the corner rounder. And a really good trick I find when using the corner rounder to do these things is to have your little pointy tool and keep cleaning this out as you do it, because if you've done a lot of minis, you'll find it plugs up and it's a little bit hard to see. So you need 5 like that, and then you need to cut 2 pieces 1/8 of an inch wide. I had some problems cutting this narrow, so what I found was the easiest was to use a larger piece and then cut the little strips off. And they have to be at least 5, should be at least 5.5 inches or longer. Your finished length is actually 4.5. And then you need a little piece of scrap paper that's going to glue across the back. I found the best was also to use something, a scrap from coordinating paper, because if the glue it shows through it all, then you have the red and it doesn't show. So let's get to showing you how to do this. So your first step is to make this part. So my inspiration for doing this was I was watching, come on Cal, go get off the scrap paper. Thank you. Looking at Pinterest, and I saw these made out of popsicle sticks, and I thought, oh, that's great, but that's way too thick for a junk journal or a card. So the first thing you're going to do is turn your pieces face down. Put 2 about the same and 2 right beside, and try to get them the same length. This can be a little bit tricky and fiddly to get. For this project, I decided to use Aleene's tacky glue. You could use whatever glue your heart desires. I try to put this on without putting too much. If you want to use glue stick, go ahead. Fabri-Tac might be overkill. You could use whatever you like. So try to get this lined up again. Like I say, this part is just a little tiny bit fiddly. Not too much glue. And then just glue on your piece. And if you're using a tacky glue, you have a little bit of time to just adjust the pieces, make sure they're all lined up correctly. See, it's giving me a bit of trouble this morning. I'll press it down. And then what I did, I've made a couple of these, so I just flipped it up to get the correct side. So since the glue isn't dry on that one, I've got one here that's partially done. So the next thing you want to do is flip it over again and run a small bead of glue just in the center of each outside piece. I'm going to have to do this video in one take because I have a bunch of them in partial stages of done, so I don't want to make a pile of these. I'm just going to make a couple extras to use for Happy Mail. So this end, where this goes up and this comes down, is going to be your end runner. So just glue your strip on and leave about a ½ inch at the end. Now don't worry about getting these super even because you've got lots to work with here. You can go back and just give it a snip with the scissors. So it's turned over. As you can see, I've got that uneven. So I'm going to go back in with the scissors once that dries and cut it off. And take your 5th strip and just a little ways from your runners, put a little bit of glue and just make sure I'm still in the frame, glue this on and try to get it sort of centered. Doesn't have to be perfect. Go. And then you're going to take your scissors. It's better to do this once the glue is dried completely. And just cut these so they're even. Looks pretty even. And also at the front, just snip it so it's fairly even. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, I have an extra piece that I don't know why. So I made little miniature envelopes, and in my mini envelopes, I put in a little tiny card that says Merry Christmas and Joy on the back. But you can do whatever you want. You can add whatever embellishment you like. I like mini, so I made a mini envelope. Add some glue, and not tons of glue, just a little bit, and pop that on. So this one has wet glue, so I'm going to just pop this onto a piece of paper and move it, and I'll show you the next step. Almost done. So this is quite simple. It took a little bit to figure out. So here's one that's a little further along. So I used embroidery floss because I have lots. So you could use whatever your binding thread, wire, crochet cotton, ribbon, whatever you have for this step. Sorry if my knee's in the frame, but I'm on the floor as usual. So just poke a hole with your pokey tool or with the darning needle, either one. I find it kind of goes best with the pokey tool. I just made a knot. Poke a hole in the other end. Oh, there we go. And just thread it through. And it's okay to have fairly long piece if you don't care, or you can make it short if you want. What I did on this one is I made it fairly long because on the real thing your cord is fairly long, and then just glued it back. So to do your knot, you're going to go around. It's actually called a bishop's knot or a stopper knot. Just wrap it around a few times. That's the real name for it. Because this type of knot was actually used by Franciscan monks on the ends of their cord that held their robes way back. So monk's knot or bishop's knot. And there you have your little sled all ready to go onto a card, or you can put it on a tag or a journal card or whatever you like. I've got a journal card here that I got ready. I was going to stick it on. So it's all ready, as you can see. And I'm just going to stick it on the journal card. I entered my name into a exchange for Christmas for napkins and tags. So I thought, well, I'll make a few of these little journal cards up and be unique, something other people aren't going to get on their own. So just stick it on. And like I say, with the string, you can just make it so it's back a little bit. That should be enough glue. I don't like to put too much glue. Just stick this in. Okay, come on, you. In you go. There we go. On there. And then just for added bling, I have these really tiny, tiny little rhinestones. I got them somewhere there. Just some of my stash of too much junk. Like most people, I have too much junk. Just scrap piece of paper. Oops. Just put a dot of glue. And these are a little bit fiddly to attach. They're really tiny. Yay. Of course, it wants to bounce all over the place. You have to do these with the tweezers. There's no just cutting these and putting them on. They are a bit of a devil. Get on. Just flip it around to the right way. Go with some bling, and that's the finished card. That's just, I found, oh, one thing I was going to mention with this, I made these in red, and I did find they looked a lot better on music paper than they did on book pages, but that's just a personal choice. It's completely up to you. You could put it on whatever you like. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and have a great day. Bye.